I've got you hung. Yes, the beat's truly coming. Wake up, it's time to go. Tommy and Ty, radio. ESPN Arkansas Radio Show. Morning Rush, Morning Rush.
Hey, welcome into a Football Friday edition of the Morning Rush here on ESPN Arkansas and HitThatLine.com. We got our Fence Man Friday picks coming up in just a bit. Patrick Kutas has since entered the transfer portal, but I want to start with Jake Bates last night. My goodness.
Ball game. And what a game. 34-31. Lions go to 12-1.
All the stats you need is he won the freaking game again. Jake Bates.
Yeah, I freaking love you guys, man. Let's get 13 next week.
This is the Morning Rush.
Did not attempt a field goal at Arkansas last night, Tommy. And now he's on arguably the best team in football outside of the Kansas City Chiefs. And you got three Razorbacks. Skipper was getting into it last night per usual. Yeah. Frank Ragnow out there, and Detroit just keeps on winning. They get a win over my Green Bay Packers last night.
Yeah,
give Jake his just due.
Watched a good piece of this game last night. So Skipper got a holding call earlier. He snatched a guy up, and he got a little TV time for that. So Bates is exciting. Good story. And you think about the perseverance he had. Dan Bailey's another guy that's kind of followed that same path. Ended up with the Cowboys. I'm not sure where Bailey is now, but he came here, couldn't get on the field, and he ended up with a great pro career. So, it's kind of interesting. You had
Bailey played here at Arkansas.
He was it back when?
I thought Houston told him to kick rocks because he said he's got Alex Tejada coming in.
I would say he was behind Tejada, came and then left. Wasn't it Oklahoma State he went to? He was here for a brief minute. Yeah,
I didn't even know he made it to campus. Yeah. Jeez Louise. Well, you would have loved to have him on your roster. A couple of those big time games. I didn't think he was even on the roster, so that's news to me. So learned something new here.
Been 15 years ago, more than that.
Yeah, because they were Tejada was right before.
If my memory's right, I believe that's right. He was here for camp and then left. So, yeah. Anyway, Dan Bailey, good for him. And how do you not root if you're picking a team right now out? How do you not root for the Detroit Lions if you're an Arkansas guy? Because a lot of former Razorbacks there. Easy to do. All right, that's where we begin here on a Football Friday as we head into championship weekend. The Fence Man Friday picks are coming up in just a minute. We're brought to you by our friends at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. The best brands, the best prices, and a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. So you don't have any concerns when you roll off the lot at Wheels RV. They're going to spend time with you, do training, do an orientation, so you'll understand all the buttons, the gadgets, how to properly and safely tow and pull your trailer, and make sure that you know how to level it. And a lot of these are self-leveling, and they've made it so simple now with today's technology. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of Exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV.
You mentioned last week that you would like to redshirt Kutas if possible, but as well as he played on Saturday, I mean, how do you have a plan for that? How does that work?
I have a plan to play him 4 games. So we're going to try to play him on Saturday, and that'll be 2. And then we'll try to figure that out. But the deal that we talked about was he wanted a redshirt. And I said, hey, now, we ain't trying to redshirt you for somebody else. I said, no, Coach, I'm a hog. I want to be here. But I also, he kind of lost that freshman year in special team. Didn't lose it, but it was special team. Didn't play a lot of offensive line. This will be our way of getting that back. We're going to play him Saturday. How about that? And then we have 2 more opportunities to figure out 2 out of 3.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
So Matt Zenitz of 24/7 Sports put this out that Arkansas starting offensive guard Patrick Kutas is set to enter the transfer portal. Again, it starts on Monday. If you're a grad transfer, you can enter exit anytime. The former 4-star, I say exit, you can enter at any time. The former 4-star recruit has been a starter the last 2 years and moved inside the left guard. He's dealing with the injuries and whatnot. But based on what Pittman said, and I'm forgetting exactly when that moment was during the press conference when Hutch asked him that question, but this had to have caught him and Eric Mateos and that whole staff off guard maybe they saw it coming, but I mean, this is I think this is a loss. You could argue it's an argument. You could argue it's a bigger loss than Malachi Singleton.
The books don't balance. I mean, I remember that quote and that moment in the press conference when we played it a few weeks ago, and I'm sure he's someone that you were counting on. Now, question is, can you go in the portal and get someone better than Patrick Kutas? I don't know the answer to that, but that's now got to be the mission, right? You got to have a couple because you're counting on having him and then bringing in some equal or better than him already.
It's like when you get the buy one, get one, you get greater than
this needs to be like a fireworks stand. This needs to be 5-for-1 deal.
You're saying it needs to be the opposite.
Buy one, get 5 free.
It's like equal or lesser value. You need equal or greater value exactly. in the situation with this. But I think when he was in the game, Arkansas more often than not looked better. But didn't see a ton of him this season. Maybe you could say, well, they played certain defenses in certain periods during the season. Either way, curious to see how Arkansas goes about it in the transfer portal, what's set to come, which will be a while this week. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised we haven't heard more announcements. Like Andrews made his announcement, not playing the bowl game. Landon's made his announcement, not playing the bowl game. I think I haven't looked at Eric Gregory's thing, but I don't know what his said on that. I need to go back and double check on if he's playing the bowl game or not. Then you got Malachi Singleton plans to enter. We just brought up Patrick Kutas. That's the setup thus far for what's going on. And then a couple guys like Xavier Sori, Cam Ball, and Fernando Carmona coming back. So that's nearly double digits, but I'm surprised it's not more. Maybe I need to look at some other SEC schools and compare it.
Pittman once upon a time said, once you enter that portal and you make the decision to leave, there's no coming back. Now we've seen that's not always true because we've seen players enter and then withdraw the name and come back.
Depends on the caliber of player,
right? So, I guess my question is anyone that's put their name in there, a Singleton, a Tejada, a Kutas, if they come to coach early next week and they don't like what's out there in the marketplace, are these players you would allow back in the locker room? Are these players you'd allow back on the team? Because we can't sit here in one moment and say, gosh, how do you recover from losing this kind of talent and then, not want to bring them back in if that ended up being the case? Because I just wonder, are some of these guys testing the marketplace out there?
Okay.
Trying to use the leverage.
Let me make another comparison then. So you might have to help me on the timeline and exactly what happened, but wasn't the deal like Houston Nutt was debating if he was getting on a plane or not to go coach Nebraska, and he decided to come back? Is that any equivalent? If I want to draw a comparison, that like, hey, he was debating on leaving, but he decided to come back. If a player is debating on leaving, and they decide to come back,
who was it? Was it? And I hate to even. It was one of the running backs, if I remember right. Entered the portal, then came back, which has been very rare under Sam Pittman. But we've seen it. Very few examples. But I just wonder if any of these guys that have put their name out there so far will withdraw that name and come back.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. We're supposedly going to get a chance. I know Kyle Parkinson, Associate Athletic Director, sent out that another email that says that Sam Pitt, we're supposed to get a rescheduled press conference. So maybe that's something that will be asked of him. It's like, Coach, a couple guys are set to enter the portal on Monday, or if it's next week that's already happened, would you be willing to reconsider them on the roster? And it might be, like you're alluding to, a case-by-case basis, kind of see what happens with that setup and whatnot, because, again, some players are given preferential treatment based on their talent. One guy's
that's how life
a
works.
fourth or fifth stringer, you're probably just like, let him go.
That's how life
yeah,
works.
that's what, but I'm saying, but initially he came out strong and bullish. But we saw that wasn't the case at all. Right? Like, and I know it's changing philosophies. I mean, you change over time, but it's like coaches that think that they are just like, well, if a guy's contemplating leaving and then enters and then decides, it's probably best for me to come back, and they put up this front at first, and in reality, it's, well, they're gonna let him back.
You have a right to change your position, and this isn't politics where you say something in 1984 and you're stuck with it the rest of your life. They keep rolling out the clip. This isn't that. Business changes, policies change, marketplaces change. You got to change with it, or you'll be left behind. I don't know that you can draw. You don't have, the schools don't have the leverage they had anymore. The coaches don't have the leverage they once had particularly with the players that are coveted by other places.
All right, that is your opening drive here this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage, 479-782-9300. I actually stopped by Ethan's office yesterday, was chatting with them a little bit, hoping that I get a chance to refinance my loan next year. He was kind of debating, going back and forth if that was going to happen or not. Also gave me, listen to what he gave me. He gave me a cutting board. He gave me a bottle, like a nice, not Yeti, but kind of like a Yeti sort of thing. A koozie, and a fan.
No toaster?
No toaster.
No, normally when you go to the bank, you get a toaster, right?
But
open a new checking account, get a toaster.
And he gave me great service like he's given so many others. Again, over 300 5-star reviews that you can check out on Google. First Financial Mortgage, 479-782-9300, or online at ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. So we're going to do... Are we efforting Sean? I texted him yesterday, and I didn't know if you had any insight on that.
He was straight voicemail on 3 times, so he must have,
Well, if we don't get to our Fence Man Friday picks, we will still talk some of the conference championship games, which starts tonight. I would plan on watching this UNLV Boise State game. I'm excited about it. It's the only conference championship I care about that is tonight, featuring the number 11 Boise State Broncos versus Barry Odom's number 22 in the college football playoff rankings, UNLV, running Rebels. Then tomorrow you've got Iowa State at Arizona State in the Big 12 Championship in Dallas, Georgia versus Texas in the SEC Championship in Atlanta, Clemson versus SMU in the ACC Championship. That's in Charlotte, right? I don't have the location. It's in Charlotte.
It has been in the past. Okay. I believe that's correct.
Penn State at Oregon, the Big 10 Championship in Indianapolis. So I don't know what the other contracts. Do you like these championships being the same place every year? And it's kind of unique because Boise State's hosting this game tonight.
Yeah, well, the old Pac-12 did that, where one of the institutions would host it.
Mm-hmm.
The Mountain West isn't a big enough conference to probably book something like Las Vegas.
That's
where else would you have it?
At Allegiant.
You could there, or with Levi Stadium. They're not going to fill up a 55,000 seat stadium in all likelihood wherever they go. So you could take it to Vegas to Allegiant, but you live in the Mountain West footprint, going to Vegas probably in specialty.
Mm-hmm. So are you...
No, you probably get a better crowd and a better TV show on a host campus. I just don't like that blue turf they have at Boise. That's hard on the eyes.
We'll see what the committee thinks of this weekend. Again, a couple outcomes that could change, not just seeding, but who ends up in the college football playoff. And I go back to what Mike Leach said years ago.
Let's have a committee, because why not? Because, we're American. We love committees. Let's get us a committee. Well, who should be on the committee? Well, I don't know. This guy's a good guy. Let's have him on the committee. Well, there's people on the committee that don't even have remote associations with football, nor have they at any level other than being a fan. But you know what? Let's have them on a committee. Why not?
Does that illustrate how a lot of fans feel about this college football playoff committee? Which, if you look, there's these BCS calculators that if you still had the old BCS formula, but you just moved either 4 teams or 12 teams, and I was an advocate against when this started, because you basically just stroke some egos. Let's put 12 or so, I don't remember the number. Let's put 12 or so people on a board, stroke their egos, and they'll figure it out. Or you could use the formula that's worked for a good chunk. Even though we didn't always like it, it worked over and over again, with the exception of 1 year when Auburn went undefeated, 03 or whatever. That's what they should have used when they went to 4, and that's what they should have changed it back to when they went to 12. But like you said,
I don't disagree, because it minimizes any individual bias, because you've got 65 voters or whatever in the AP poll. You got 50 some odd in the coaches poll. You've got, a compilation of computer rankings and you had the Harris poll, and all these things came together and you averaged them out. So any one individual's bias was minimized. So now you've got 12 people, and it's magnified any kind of, individual bias. You tried it. Well, they're 12 people that, said all their personal feelings. Well, you're human beings. You can't do that. So in the end, if you look at the results of the committee and you look at the results of the BCS, we could have saved a lot of money on catering and flights and stuff going into Dallas to have these stupid meetings, because you're right. The BCS formula pretty well still works and mirrors more or less what they're coming out with.
Andy in Mountain Home says he misses Leach. I know we've the last 48 hours or so we've really been talking about how much we've missed Bob Holt. By the way, Clay's going to be on with us in 45 minutes. He's got plenty of thoughts on a guy that he worked with for a number of years. But Leach, again, recently passed just in the last few years. It's a guy that would have an opinion about this as many. I mean, we've seen Kiffin, we've seen Beamer, we saw the Miami athletics director. I mean, there's been plenty of people that have been vocal about this. And I'm curious how vocal Rhett Lashley and company could be if SMU ends up falling to Clemson and is eliminated from the college football playoff discussion this weekend. All right, even though Sean's not here, we're going to go into it. We kind of talked some conference championship games. They're included in our Fenceman Friday picks. Let's get into it.
Fenceman Friday Picks. Call the Fenceman for all kinds of fences, controlled access, and custom iron projects. 479-782-3936. The Fenceman. We ain't afraid of no work.
I see you mentioned the blue field earlier. That's going to be an advantage tonight. It was either last year or 2 years ago or the opposite. I think they went to, it was at UNLV, right? And they lost.
Don't get me started on the history of the Mountain West Championship.
No, because the thing was, is Talon.
I'll just yield to you on that.
It was Talon that beat Barry Odom. It was either last year or 2 years ago. I'm forgetting which one it was. But I remember talking about. I just remember.
I gotta know.
Talking about.
How can I make a pick without knowing what happened 2 years ago?
What is your pick?
I'll go with Barry Odom and UNLV.
Okay. I think Ashton Genty is going to be too much in this game, even though the Heisman Trophy is probably already locked up for Travis Hunter. He's got one more game to give him a boost for that appearance in New York, which would be a fun thing that you could hit, but it's not going to be. Yeah, I was going to say because it's next weekend, right? It's the next Saturday, correct?
14th.
What is that place called again where they have it?
The New York Athletic
Club. Yeah, you talk about prestigious. It costs a pretty penny to
so
get
prestigious you didn't know the name. Yeah.
Well, I just think about like when they show it on TV and this will be the first Heisman Trophy presentation I don't watch for 15, 20 years. It's just not interesting to me at all.
Doing your hair or something? Got to wash your hair next Saturday night?
We have I guess we technically have bowl games next Saturday, and there'll be NFL on Saturday. So I'll probably watch NFL in favor of the Heisman Trophy just because there's no SEC guys involved. None. They're not even like a thought of any quarterback or anyone else. Iowa State at Arizona State, Big 12 championship in Dallas. First time Arizona State's in the league. Is it not horns up? What is it? Pokes up?
Forks up.
Forks up. Okay. As they take on Matt Campbell and Iowa State with an opportunity to make the college football playoff. Tommy, who do you like in this one?
I like Iowa State. Give me Iowa State this one.
Okay. I'm going to take Iowa State. I'm going to take the Cyclones as well. Georgia at Texas. Texas is a 3-point favorite, even after what happened in Austin. This game's a home game for Georgia. Athens is 45 minutes to an hour away from Atlanta. It's very close. I still like Texas in this game. I don't know why. I think Longhorns are going to pull it out tomorrow. And which it's such a not only did they escape Nick Saban and the last basically 2 decades he's held a stronghold on this league, they didn't play anyone this year outside of Georgia.
Yeah.
And A&M didn't have their best player in College Station. It's just so frustrating when Texas fans are going to say, "Well, see, we told you the SEC isn't that hard." Kind of, first year, first championship. You don't have any ammo to fire back at them at all. And this is what I picked before the season too.
All right, I'll take Georgia. I don't think they're going to play 2 stinkers in a row. They didn't play well against their in-state rival in Georgia Tech. I think they play a good game, and I'll take Georgia over Texas part 2.
I hope you're right. All right, we mentioned Rhett Lashley a little bit earlier. Clemson and Dabo versus Arkansas's own Rhett Lashley. Who do you like in this one? By the way, it's a 3.5-point favorite. That is 2.5. Sorry, SMU's favored by 2.5 in this one, which we were kind of surprised at.
Yeah, I'll take SMU.
Okay, I hope SMU wins, but I got a bad feeling Clemson's going to the college football playoff only to get blown out.
If that happens and Clemson goes in, SMU still gets a spot. Does that potentially knock Alabama out? Even though they're idle this week,
they won't keep SMU in, which is
I think they will.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
The Dallas TV market sells people.
But no one in Dallas watches SMU.
They will.
That's the thing. Like
they're banking on that.
You walk around Dallas or you drive around Dallas. Rare is it do you see SMU?
If Clemson wins, I'll be surprised if they don't keep SMU in there. Somebody's going to end up with the short end of the stick on that deal.
I hope Alabama does, but I don't think they're going to. Just
as a Razorback fan, you want Alabama in the playoff.
Oh, just for a better bowl.
Because it helps Arkansas's bowl stock.
That's fair.
Florida or Birmingham. Choose Florida.
But you could go to Houston potentially.
Houston or Birmingham. I choose Houston.
Exactly.
All right, last game. Penn State against Oregon. James Franklin trying to win a big one against Dan Lanning and the Ducks. Oregon is a 3.5-point favorite.
I'll take Oregon in this one. They'll win their first year in the Big Ten.
I think Oregon's going to do it. Wouldn't that be wild? First year for Oregon in the Big Ten, win. First year for Texas in the Big Ten.
And if Arizona State should win, they would do the same thing.
You could have 3 first-time conference champions in their first year in the league. That'd be pretty nuts.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. All right, that's your Fence Man Friday picks. Sean had a fence emergency, a customer that he needed to tend to more than he needed to be here this morning, and that's exactly the
always
kind of
working.
service you can expect from the Fence Man. The priority is always the customer, and that's exactly where Sean's at this morning. He's texting me now that he apologized for missing. Hey, take care of them customers, and that's the kind of fence company you want. If you've got a problem or an emergency, particularly with a big industrial job, big commercial or big government job, the Fence Man's big enough to handle it, but also got the personal touch to take care of it as well. 782-3936. Ask for Sean, the Fence Man. 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
All right, we'll jump into our Hog Update coming up. Arkansas UTSA tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
This is Chuck Barrett, the voice of the Razorbacks, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop. Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side. Nope, I saw him, Matt. You still do believe in Santa, right? Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess, a couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the Interfacegram WW.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
That's my hero, who I want to be when I grow up.
This is The Morning Rush.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Swing into savings this Christmas at the Golf Nut with these unbeatable offers. TaylorMade Q I-10 woods and irons up to $100 off. Ping G430 driver, only $399. And Callaway AI smoke driver, now only $499.99. Lessons are always a great idea for your golfer. Contact Matt Brooks to set up an appointment. Give the gift of a better game this Christmas at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Shop now and make this season a hole-in-one.
It's fall cleanup time at Gray Brothers Equipment. From the large M7 Series cab Kubotas to the L2502, the best-selling compact tractor in Arkansas and Oklahoma. Gray Brothers and Kubota will make your fall cleanup a breeze. With great pricing and interest rates as low as 0% for 84 months, they're making fall cleanup enjoyable again at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon. Now through 12/31/2024, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Have you been to the River Valley's only multi-sport facility? Then let's hang out. The Hangout in Fort Smith is the only sports facility that offers indoor tennis and pickleball, indoor and outdoor basketball, and has now added multiple soccer fields. Soccer leagues are forming soon. Did you know the Hangout also has an 8,000 square foot fitness center with bar, yoga, HIIT, and Pilates classes? The Hangout, 5400 Gary Street, or thehangoutfs.com. Fitness, sports, and more. Let's hang out.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Tired of spending all your hard-earned cash at the gas pump right now? Wheeler Power Sports is here to help you out. They have a giant selection of motorcycles and scooters to help maximize fuel efficiency. There are over 50 scooters in stock right now, with some getting up to 100 miles per gallon. Wheeler also has a great selection of motorcycles from the Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Kymco. Check out their full inventory at WheelerPowersports.com or check out their showroom in person at 901 North 11th Street near downtown Fort Smith. Wheeler Power Sports. Keeping the good times rolling.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Arkansas basketball back in action tonight in Bud Walton Arena tomorrow, I should say, 1 o'clock. Cal's still trying to figure this team out.
We haven't figured all this out. I haven't figured out this team yet. But I will tell you that when you win these kind of games, it bodes well. And I told him, I said, if you played like you did in the second half, or I demanded it, let's put it that way, we may have won all the games. And you know what? Then I wouldn't have their attention. They wouldn't listen to me. They'd look at me like I'm crazy. Now, at least they're listening.
So you're 6-2 heading into tomorrow. You've got a quick turnaround and a lengthy flight when you go to New York against Michigan. So these next two games going to be interesting. We were kind of talking before the show. They can't really afford to overlook this team. I know they're excited about next week. A couple guys kind of going back home, but basketball team's not good enough to just I don't care who the road runners are bringing in. You can't overlook this squad tomorrow.
Well, I mean, you're not good enough to. I mean, Arkansas is not a good enough team. You're not even a ranked basketball team, and I don't think beating Miami earlier this week and UT San Antonio is going to be enough to propel you back into the poll. They've got work to do. So I mean, I think Cal's probably keeping them grounded. He's about the team right now. He's about players making decisions to help the team get better. And they just have not had enough practice time. If we could have him on the show right now, I mean, I'd like to hear the backstory and all these injuries and how you got to the point where you've been the last 60 days, 45 days, whatever, where you couldn't effectively practice and work your team to improve your team. It's going to take some time to get to where you need to be because they're just now getting to the point where they can scrimmage full court, 10 guys in practice. That's a problem. and that I think has set them back at least 30 days this year.
He did mention scrimmaging.
I'll be honest with you. We've had so many injuries, and I know you're going to think I'm not telling the truth. We've scrimmaged 2 times, Sunday and Saturday of this week. That's the only scrimmages this team has had because we've had 5 and 6, 7 guys. We have not been able to scrimmage. How do you do situations? I had to talk them through. We're fouling. We got a ways to go.
Like I said, they dealt with that a while.
Yeah, and talked with someone that was at the practice. He was stopping it constantly and making correction. Cal was there. I mean, the staff was around, but it was about the team. Hey, I need you to make that pass or make this decision because it's going to help the team. So that's been the focus, is getting these guys to focus on not individual play, not what's, best for them to maybe, get a stat, get a bucket, get whatever. It's about getting gelled up and making the right decisions for the team right now.
And then back to what we were originally started the show with, Patrick Kutas, for those that haven't heard, plans to enter the transfer portal according to 24/7 Sports Matt Zenitz. Big loss for this Arkansas team. Hopefully we'll get a chance to hear from Sam Pittman sometime next week, his side of the story on that, because, again, it sounded like they tried to save his red shirt for Arkansas, not another team. I mean, you know what hurt? It hurt having to play Chris Paul this year, who was maybe Ole Miss's best defensive player. It's one thing, like, if a kid goes off and goes to another conference or a team you don't play, it's like, it's not great, but it's like when you have to see these guys again.
Yeah.
And you're the benefit of getting guys that play their opposing team, but that one, to me, I was just like, man, that's not a fun, especially since he's probably their best defensive player.
And, like KJ, at least he went to UCF. You never saw him again, and then he ended up not panning out there. But, yeah, when they come back to be a part of the equation to beat you, that really stinks.
All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Oaklawn starting up. We'll get a chance to talk with our buddy Lang Whitman coming up in about 10 or so minutes. Excited to talk about that. Live racing gets going this weekend. Taking your calls and text here on a Football Friday at 877-377-6963. Now, usually when I'm off work, I don't show up or I don't do any type of work. But our friend David Rath, even though he's off work today at Rath Mitsubishi, is still taking time to talk with us this morning. David, I want to congratulate you. Rath Mitsubishi is up for the best auto dealership, the best auto service center, and the best pre-owned auto dealer in the best of Northwest Arkansas. You can vote bestnwa.com. Congratulations, man. It's a good early Christmas present, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate everybody, and whoever put it out there to nominate us, we appreciate that. And yeah, we're just trying to get some votes in and have some fun with it. But it is. It's really nice.
So what does a day off look like for David Rath? Are you going to get anything done all around the house, or are you just lounging and not doing anything?
Oh, dude, it's a day. It's a day off in name only, man. It's all the stuff you can't get done throughout the week because you're at work. Just run around the house and then
I've got
all the project stuff, all that junk.
David, I've got these sheets in my house that are just laying on my kitchen table, and they're tasks that I need to go. There's about 30 of them that I'm just crossing off week by week, month by month. That's now as I get older, that's just kind of part of it, isn't it?
It becomes part of who you are. It's not just a thing to do. It's like it's your identity.
Well, I'll let you go then, because it sounds like you still got some work to do around the house. But again, congratulations again, Rath Mitsubishi up for the best auto dealership, the best auto service center with the Meineke Car Care Center, and the best pre-owned auto dealership. Vote bestnwa.com. You can vote more than once a day, several platforms. David, good luck, man. I hope you guys win all 3 of them.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That's our friend David Rath of Rath Mitsubishi and Rath Auto Resources. I wish they had that stuff for radio stations, Tommy, or sports executives, as Derek likes to say when it comes to you. I'd vote for you.
Well, I hope so. But yeah, those are great things, and they provide a lot of exposure for businesses. And I know places like David, they're very proud to put those banners and those plaques up when they're done. And there's a reason they're voted best of the best.
Yep. All right, when we return, Morning Rush Daily Question coming your way. Football Friday, a lot of conference championship games this weekend. Arkansas basketball back in action tomorrow.
Just say, Alexa, play ESPN Arkansas.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Hey, this is Billy Ray Smith Jr., and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him, Matt. You still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the Interfacegram WW.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
This is the Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisaw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
Hey, River Valley, Yeager's Ace Hardware is now open at 942 4th Street in Barling. Conveniently located minutes from Fort Smith and Chaffee Crossing, Yeager's is your locally owned hardware and lumber store. Come by and visit with your Yeager's experts today and check out our new space packed with all of your hardware essentials. Open 7 days a week, the folks at Yeager's Hardware are committed to serving the River Valley for all of your home improvement and hardware needs. Yeager's, real help, real savings.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
It's Ty Richardson. We're live at First Financial Mortgage with my friend Ethan Adamson. Ethan was my mortgage lender here. And Ethan, between you and Emily, over 2 decades.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of experience here to help you get closed on a home really quick. We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Over the river and through the woods, to Salisaw we go. Mock Legal Solutions is opening a second location to serve our Eastern Oklahoma clients. 105 East Chickasaw. For divorce and custody, let us give you the Christmas gift of a new start. And for personal injury, we will get you a settlement check when Grandma gets run over by that reindeer. 918-238-2363. Or check out our website at mocklegalsolutions.com. Free intakes and payment plans available. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Whether you're planting a tree in your backyard or trenching at a construction site, a call to 811 helps prevent dangerous damage to underground utilities and is the first step in keeping yourself and your community safe. Hitting a line can knock out service to your home and neighborhood, resulting in fines, damages, serious injury, or worse. Safety is in your hands. Call 811 before you dig. It's easy, it's free, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Black Hills Energy.
Hanging with Danny Cobb at American Welding Laboratories. Danny, tell us about the school.
Well, Tommy, we're going on 3 years in operation. We teach all aspects of welding, from stick welding all the way to combination pipe.
So how's the job market these days?
Job market's wide open, whether you want to stay local or hit the road. As a licensed institution, we have access to many grants, including the GI Bill now.
Great. How do we get started?
Come by 4400 South 16th, take a tour, talk to our instructors.
It's American Welding Laboratories. Find out more at theweldinglab.com.
'Tis the season for Hardee's handcrafted goodness. Made from scratch buttermilk biscuits pulled fresh from the oven. The return of special traditions like salty sweet candied bacon. And faithful friends like Hardee's cinnamon raisin biscuits gathered near to us and served all day, all season long. From icing drizzled biscuits to savory charbroiled burgers, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. And now enjoy breakfast till noon. Available for a limited time at participating locations. Items may vary. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, this weekend we find out bowl assignments not only for the playoff teams, and we'll know, the conference champions. Some of that will fill itself in. We'll have to wait on seeding. But then we find out all of the other bowl assignments over the weekend as well. So Morning Rush Daily Question, when Arkansas's name is called this Sunday, and the word will probably start leaking out Sunday morning, maybe late Saturday night. Ty, where are we going bowling?
I think Birmingham.
Why do you think that?
Because Liberty Bowl's been recent. I don't think Houston, just to be honest, wants Arkansas. If they have their druthers and would select, I think they would take someone else. So I would say Birmingham. Hadn't been there in a while. That's the bowl I would just kind of have a hunch. And maybe McMurphy, Brett McMurphy, who we had on earlier this week, skewed my opinion based on his comments, but I think, they'll end up in Birmingham.
And here's one of my questions. When you kind of look at that bottom end of, last 3 or 4 teams, 2 or 3 teams in the SEC, Vanderbilt's one of those teams kind of right there with Arkansas, right? In the records and where you're at.
Yeah.
Who gets the nod? Would it be Arkansas or Vanderbilt? Because I got to kind of believe they're the underdog, even though Arkansas hasn't been a powerhouse in football in a while. I think it's such a great story with Vanderbilt that if it comes down to one team getting maybe a little edge over the other, I think Vanderbilt may have earned the edge this year with the conference office over the Razorbacks.
Yeah, and both teams lost in their final game of the season. Vanderbilt started out strong against Tennessee and lost, and Arkansas had a chance to win, per usual, in Columbia and lost. Arkansas still got a better fan base. They'd still travel more, I think, but the better story in college football is Vanderbilt.
So
There's
if you
no
end
question.
Up, the Tampa assignment might be the better one on that kind of tier. Houston would be better for Arkansas from a recruiting and exposure standpoint. Yeah. I don't think going to Birmingham probably moves the needle at all just because of the suffocation Alabama creates in that state. But I don't think even at that level, does the game itself matter as much as the prep and the workouts and the getting the young players some more time on the field and not counting towards their red shirt? I think that's the real win. I mean, you want to go win the game. Don't mishear me, but the real win's going to be what it does for you down the road ultimately. Because in the end, all right, you win the Birmingham Bowl or you lose the Birmingham Bowl. Is that changing your program either way?
No, I mean,
not really.
Anytime you get a chance to go to Texas, and I mean, no disrespect to Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Missouri, but there's just more football talent in Texas, and that's where you want. Even though there's more schools, there's more people trying to poach down there. You'd like to get down there more. Houston, you don't necessarily recruit Houston as much as you do East Texas and Dallas, but still an opportunity to get down there. I kind of agree with you. If you have a choice, that's where you end up. I just don't think Arkansas is going to end up there, but we'll see this weekend when it comes out, and we'll see what happens in the college football playoff too. That is your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. I was actually chatting with Nate and Christian yesterday. It's cold in Northwest Arkansas right now. It is not warm. 33 degrees. Maybe you still want to play golf. It's a high of 48 today, but you don't want to deal with the wind if you play outside. So why not come to room temperatures? Cart Pass Social located in Lowell, 122 Grant Place. type that into Google Maps, Waze, whatever. It's right in the heart of Northwest Arkansas. Their men's league, 26 teams signed up recently. There's a competitive, there's a less competitive division, and you can utilize your handicap. So mine's a 20. Tommy, what's yours? Yours a 8, 6?
Index or course handicap?
I don't know. That's complicated.
Course handicap's about an 8.
Okay, all right. So that we would be in different divisions, obviously. He would be in the more competitive. I would be in the lesser, but an opportunity to do that too. It's also getting dark quicker because of the change in time. So you can take advantage of, hey, maybe after work you just want to blow off some steam, hour or two, stop by Cart Path Social. Maybe you just want to get away from the family this holiday. You're sick of kids, relatives, whatever. Take advantage. CartPathSocial.com. Cart Path Social, BYOB. Yes, bring all your food, bring all your alcohol at Cart Path Social, and come by and see Christian Nate and everything they do.
All right, time to head to the races. Hard to believe. You're talking about the weather and how cool it is. Hard to believe it's back time again for Oaklawn to start, but that's where racing begins these last few years, is in December. It's the first weekend of December. Time for our Oaklawn Report with Lang Whitman. It's brought to you by Brothers Roofing and Restoration. We'll tell you more about that. Lang, good to hear from you again. I guess it's probably been maybe since the Kentucky Derby since we last talked.
Yeah, good to be back with you guys again for a preview here to the coming meet for the 24-25 season. Kind of cold over there in Hot Springs as well today. I saw they shut down the train this morning. There was some dirt clods on the back stretch they didn't like, so they shut down training. But first post is still at 12:30 today.
All right, so it is opening day. I know food's always a big part of opening weekend and getting people out and enjoying those corned beef sandwiches. Maybe we'll talk about that in a minute. But give us an overview of the upcoming meet, the next few weekends between now and Christmas, as we kind of ease our way into the racing season here the first weekend of December.
Yeah, today is the opening day, as we mentioned. 65 racing days on the meet through May 3rd, which is Kentucky Derby Saturday. That's when they finish up the races this year. There are 57 stakes races on the cards this year, worth over $17 million. There are now $5 million races during the meet. The Southwest, which is the second leg of the 4-race series to earn points toward the Kentucky Derby, is now worth $1 million for the first time, along with the Rebel for $1.25 million, the Arkansas Derby for $1.5 million, and later in the meet in April, I believe we'll have the Apple Blossom at $1.25 million and the Oaklawn Handicap at $1.25 million. There are 2 days of Monday racing this year, January 20th for Martin Luther King Day and February 17th for President's Day. There is no racing on Super Bowl Sunday of February 9th, no racing on Easter Sunday, April 20th. Otherwise, we have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule every week through the start of May.
Yeah, and this is, I know for a lot of Arkansas-bred horses, this is a big month. A lot of trainers starting to get their horses on the grounds, and really, December's become kind of a setup month for the rest of the season.
No doubt about that, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because for me personally, it is the most difficult month to handicap Oaklawn. As we get more into the meet, it's never easy, but it becomes easier as horses have been on the grounds and have races under their belts. But right now, you have horses coming from all over the country meeting at Oaklawn. Some of them haven't raced since last year at Oaklawn. Some of them haven't raced since the middle of summer. You don't really know how those horses are coming into the races. Are they in shape to win, or are they being raced into shape? And as you said, like here in January, we have in December, we have a lot of 2-year-old races for the Arkansas breds. A lot of these horses have never been on the track before for a race. So it's somewhat of a guessing game on some of these races, and makes it really challenging.
All right. 2 stakes races this weekend, one Friday and one again on Saturday.
Yeah, today's feature is the Advent Stakes, one of those 2-year-old races I was talking about at 5.5 furlongs for $150,000. The favorite is going to be Innovator from the barn of Dwayne Lucas. Even money on the morning line. Came in second in his last race just 9 days ago at Churchill Downs. That could be a little bit problematic, wheeling back pretty quick. But Steve Asmussen has 2 runners in here, 3 Echoes and Perfect Magic. That's, they might be heard from. California-based trainer Peter Miller sends in Kale's Angel as another contender in this race. The Saturday feature is the Ring the Bell Stakes, 6 furlongs for 3-year-olds and up at $150,000. The favorite looks to be from the Asmussen barn again with Gulfport. Trainer Johnny Ortiz also has Happy is a Choice at 2-1 on the morning line. Those look to be the two headliners in this weekend's stakes races.
All right, you got any best bets on this opening day besides a corned beef sandwich?
Hey, that's tomorrow, I believe. They have the corned beef and the drink. You get the combo there for $1. But as far as the best bet today, we're going to go to race number 10, horse number 8, Truculent, at 5-2 on the morning line, trained by Lindsey Schultz, ridden by Manny Esquivel. Here's a 7-year-old who gives a great effort nearly every time he runs. He has 47 career starts under his belt, 12 wins, 29 total times in the money. He's in good form right now, winning 2 of his last 3 races. He likes Oaklawn. He's had 14 starts here with 3 wins. 10 times out of those 14 races finish in the money. He's got a great stalking style for this 1 3/16 race. If we can get 2-1 or even the morning line at 5-2, I think it'd be a gift to get $6 or $7 on the winner here. Truculent, number 8 in race number 10 as today's best bet.
Does that drink a soda or beer for $1?
What do you think?
Beer?
I think you got to go with. I think you got to go with soft drink on that one, Ty.
Gotcha.
Always trying to get something for nothing. That's our man.
I was just looking for deals.
All right, Lang at the Railbird 333 for all your picks and advice, and we're going to do this throughout the meet every Friday here on the Morning Rush.
No, I look forward to it. Glad to be back on with you guys.
All right, at the Railbird 333, and if you haven't downloaded the Oaklawn Anywhere app, be sure and do that. Use the promo code RUSH25 for your $150 sign-up bonus. Lang laid it out pretty well, all the stakes races for this weekend and the upcoming card through the rest of this month. Promo code RUSH25 for the Oaklawn Anywhere app. Our update is brought to you by Brothers Roofing and Restoration. Our friend Brother Alexander is always there to take care of any of your roofing needs, or maybe you've got a small leak and you don't want it to become a big problem. 479-353-3877. Brother has decades of experience in the roofing business. First as an insurance adjuster, knowing exactly what to look for, knows and understands the damage, and can eyeball your roof pretty quick and tell you what is needed. He's been around and servicing the Oklahoma area since 1987, but whether you're in Hot Springs, Northwest Arkansas, or the River Valley or beyond, they're your full-service residential roofing specialist, licensed and insured in Arkansas. They offer free estimates, so call Brother, former Razorback Brother Alexander, and he'll be on his way to take a look at your roof. And every roof they do, Brother comes by and makes sure when it's done, it's been done properly and personally inspects it himself. 479-353-3877. That's Brothers' number, 479-353-3877 for Brothers Roofing and Restoration.
So you're talking about house there with the roof. Lane was talking about the weather. Did you leave your faucets dripping and shower dripping last night with it getting below freezing for a good chunk of the night? Do you wait like...
Oh, it wasn't nearly cold enough to worry about that.
Like in the 20s.
It's got to be that for several
days.
I ain't worried about it for one day.
Because I don't know. Is it like a several day back to back to back that you do it? Okay, I left him as precautionary this morning because I don't know.
That's fine. Are you on a crawl space or a slab?
Crawl. Yeah, crawl.
Well, you're leaking oil with confidence on that.
It's a crawl. It just took me a sec. Yeah. It's got the...
Well, you might be a little more precautious, more cautious.
Okay.
Take a little more precaution, I should say. Hey, get to LureNet.com if you're doing some shopping this weekend for an angler that's on your list. Bobby Garland Baby Shad, Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue, all make perfect stocking stuffers for the fishermen on your shopping list. That's LureNet.com, or go by Academy, Bass Pro Shops, or Walmart, or your favorite local tackle shops, or LureNet.com for Pradco lures made in Arkansas.
Clay Henry joins us next on the Morning Rush.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Robert, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
I should say it?
Say what?
Mom, I think he wants to say that it's Christmas time.
Okay, you can say it.
It's Christmas, everyone, and guess what, guys?
What?
Santa shop's here at the Stadium Shop.
Oh, Lord, Mom, here comes that dad side.
Nope, I saw him. Matt, you still do believe in Santa, right?
Sure. Believers do get more presents.
Okay, so what did he get?
Let me guess. A couch for the elves, collars for the reindeer, maybe even a hoodie for Frosty. You know how cold he gets being made of snow and all.
And let me guess, some Razorback jewelry for Mrs. Claus?
Well, yeah, Matt, you better get that Google machine all warmed up. He said he was going to be ordering some more stuff.
Google machine?
Yeah, you know, the Interfacegram WW.
I think he's talking about our website, which you should know by now, Dad. It's shoponrazorback.com.
Or have Santa give us a call at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
So come by 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville, and you just might catch Santa Hog.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Ho, ho, ho. The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Looking to protect yourself and your family this flu season? Law's Drug Store at 6802 Rogers Avenue offers the latest vaccines for adults and seniors in both COVID-19 and the flu. Law's Drug Store has friendly pharmacists ready to assist you with no appointment necessary. Call 452-6116. It's quick, it's easy, and in most cases, free with your insurance. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Open 6 days a week to care for you and your family.
Scott Richardson. We're live at Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
If you don't wear tailored clothing, dressing up a lot, you don't want to spend a lot of money on it, the rental is the way to go because you get in a lot less expensive. Your party all matches and you look really coordinated with the ladies in your event. You get to try it on so everybody knows that it fits. There's no worries the weekend of the wedding. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental because it's fun to look good.
Even though the holidays are almost here, there is still time to get results for your body with a personal trainer right here in the River Valley from Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill. Your choice for the results you want. Black Friday, buy one, get one, personal training specials. And new members get the rest of the year for free. Even more Black Friday specials to choose from. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill on 71 North. Ask about our giveaway from our partner, First Form and Vortex Optics. Anytime Fitness on Rye Hill, ready to help you train for the body you deserve. Anytime Fitness, Rye Hill.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
Are you ready to ride like a rock star? Then contact Luxury Limousines. Their 28-foot stretch limousines set up to 8 people. Once you're inside, enjoy superior sound, enhanced lighting, ice-cold AC, plus your own chauffeur to take you anywhere. College games, concerts, special events, and the upcoming Christmas holiday light tours. Just go to Facebook and like Luxury Limousine. Serving Fort Smith and all of Northwest Arkansas. Luxury Limousines.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Sunny skies. It isn't going to be as cool. Our high temperatures this afternoon, right around the mid-40s. Clear to partly cloudy sky tonight. Overnight lows in the low 30s. Saturday, back to sunshine. A high in the upper 50s north, low 50s south, and then a little wet weather Sunday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Shamrock Liquor Warehouse, 5609 Midland Boulevard, your leader in fine wines, beers, and spirits. You're listening to The Morning Rush on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I would just say I'm not set for the priesthood or taking one of those vows. I just don't know how they do it.
This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
I want to say congratulations to Bob Hope. It's about time someone pay attention to you, Bob. You are deserving of being a Hall of Famer. You know, there's one thing I'd like to say to you is that I'd like to interview you after they've presented you with this award. And I'd like to ask the same questions you asked me, which was the same question about 15 times, and you wanted me to answer the way that you wanted to write it. Again, congratulations. You deserve it, and you're the best.
This is The Morning Rush.
So Clay Henry is going to be along with us shortly, brought to you by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. And I had forgotten until Matt Jones, Whole Hog Sports Arkansas Democrat Gazette, put that video out that, Tommy, we were there not only for Chuck Barrett's Hall of Fame induction for the Arkansas sportscasters and sports writers, but also Bob Holtz. Mm-hmm. So really cool video that Nolan Richardson did for Bob, a fellow Hall of Famer. Nolan's in 4 or 5 Hall of Fames when it comes to his prestigious career as a coach. Really heartfelt and just enjoyed not just watching that, but hearing that as we come in this morning. Bob is not a guy you just spend one day talking about. I know Clay's going to have some thoughts. He wrote a recent commentary on Whole Hog Sports about it, and so when he joins us, we'll talk about that and some other stuff as we continue on a Football Friday.
Brought to you on Football Friday by Farm Credit. If you want to spruce up your existing home or start from the ground up, either way, check with Farm Credit of Western Arkansas first, and they'll help you get started and find out why for more than 100 years, Farm Credit of Western Arkansas has helped local families, just like yours, just like mine, make their dream home come true. Visit myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or stop by any of the 25 locations today for Farm Credit of Western Arkansas.
Clay, you there?
Yes.
What's up, buddy? Did you get a chance to hear that tribute coming in?
Are we okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Okay, I'm having trouble with this cord.
All right, we'll figure it out. Clay, just text us when you're ready to go. But
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Did you get a chance? I'm guessing you get a chance to hear that tribute then.
I did not.
Okay. Well, we played, Tommy and I, you invited us, I guess it was 2 years ago, if I remember that right, to Bob and Chuck's Hall of Fame induction for the Arkansas Sportscasters and Sports Writers Hall of Fame. And so we played Nolan's clip of Bob, which was really cool. You think about some of the interactions Bob's had over the years with several different head coaches, not just here in Arkansas, but him and Coach Richardson had quite a relationship, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean they were friends, and you have to go all the way back to when Nolan first came here to kind of understand how all that went down. And so John, Nolan's first couple of years were tenuous. They weren't what he wanted or what fans wanted, and so there were some stories written in the Democrat Gazette by John Robert Starr in particular, and Wally, he took his jabs. So a Democrat Gazette reporter in the media room, that was a tough act. When the rest of us asked questions, it was fine, but when someone from that paper asked a question, it didn't go as well. And Bob was put on that beat. He was on football, I think. And then eventually things really settled out. Of course, they were winning in that. But you have to understand all of the dynamics of where that relationship started. And, Bob was the perfect guy because, he'd ask those questions kind of in a nasal monotone and then ask him again. And, it was and eventually Nolan just got to where he loved him and just the way everybody else did. And you couldn't, there would be no other way. But Bob would have his stories in his mind, what he wanted and needed a quote, and he would dig until he got that quote. And if he got something that didn't quite match what he wanted, well, then he just asked the question again. I mean, if you're a writer and you're on deadline and you understand some of those situations, you get it. But I doubt very many coaches got it.
Yeah. A little different situation for them. I read
persistence is one way you could sum Bob up in one word.
Yeah, well, I would say dogged. And that's a good word for you. Dogged is the one that I always thought that he was dogged in the way, the way he attacked an interview, and sometimes to the frustration to the other people in the media. And you're waiting for your chance, and you're not getting it because he doesn't turn loose of the mic, or even when there's no mic involved. In the old days of being in open locker rooms, you're waiting for your chance to ask a question, and the guy would answer, like Clint Stern answer the question, and Bob would have another question out before you couldn't get his attention because Bob was just in there, boom, 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 boom. And, it's like it was a little easier just to give up and go to somebody else than wait for your turn.
Players loved him too, wasn't just the coaches. Like whether it was a Daryl Macon interaction, I think about a Trevin Brazil and L. Ellis interaction where Bob was like, "Hey, you won more games than you did all last year." And
well,
just various
players could get frustrated with him too.
Yeah,
because the questions wouldn't stop, and it's like, what is this? But eventually, you learn to love him, and the players did. But you had. You had to really be around Bob to get all that. And of course, after 40 years, we all did. And whether it be, John Calipari, he could speak, at Coral Gables after the game the other night, he could speak about Bob from the heart because he'd been in all these media briefings, the SEC media days, and then the weekly coaches calls. Those, if you have the tape of all those, that's the priceless stuff because Bob usually would have the first question and maybe the second question, and then those coaches there'd be some interaction that you could tell they all knew each other. And if you were say a young Cub reporter listening to those for the first time, it's like, who is this guy? but we knew who he was.
Well, Clay, we talked about Bob's relationship with players. I know players has been kind of the central discussion here this week with the transfer portal opening up on Monday. Arkansas has had a few guys that have intentions to enter. Malachi Singleton earlier this week, and then yesterday news breaking that it sounds like Patrick Kudus is going to enter the portal as well. A couple guys coming back. Fernando Carmona Jr. You've got why am I blanking on the other two? Xavier Sori, Cam Ball. Yeah. And you got, so what have you made of, and then there are a couple guys not playing the bowl game like Lando and Andrew Armstrong. What have you made of the news cycle here in the last 3 or 4 days?
I don't know Kudus. I don't know what's going on with him. That one surprised me a little bit because you figure there'd been some interaction with the coaches on him to make the decision to redshirt and allow that to.
Well, just go back to what Pivot said. Remember,
you mentioned last week that you would like to redshirt Kudus if possible, but as well as he played on Saturday. How do you have a plan for that? How does that work?
I have a plan to play him 4 games, so we're going to try to play him on Saturday, and that'll be 2. And then we'll try to figure that out. But the deal that we talked about was he wanted a red shirt. And I said, hey, now, we ain't trying to red shirt you for somebody else, And I said, no, Coach, I would never, I'm a Hog. I want to be here. But I also, he kind of lost that freshman year in special team. Didn't look.
He goes on a little bit, but Clay, evidently
So this is the way that works. They're all free agents. And they come in knowing they're free agents. And whether it's their family or whatever. So, like what you tell your coach, it's it's all up in the air. And if anybody takes anything that anybody says as far as a player, again, they're 19, they're 20. What are you going to say? Well, I'm coming back, Coach. I'm with you. But things change, and maybe they were already changed. But he wanted to preserve that year, and whether he preserves it for Arkansas or preserves it for Ole Miss or Florida or whoever, that's their prerogative. And just remember, things have changed. It's not the way it used to be. It's not the way. This isn't commitments aren't commitments. They're 1-year deals. You've got a 1-year scholarship. Players have 1 year that they owe to you, and that's it. And there's going to be 40 new players. There's going to be 40 new players the next year, maybe 50 in some cases like Colorado or others where there's a coaching change. But if you think that you've got a commitment for 4 years from a player, you're wrong. The coaches know that. They do the best they can. You can try to lock them down. You can't. It's that they were frustrated with Jalen Catalon a few years ago. They didn't see that coming. So I'm not surprised by anything. I know maybe fans are disappointed. I'm not disappointed. I think that, the name on your chest is ever changing. It's just not the way it was. And if you want to go down to high schools, it's ever changing. You just took a quarterback from Conway that played, for another team the year before. And I think you can look around and see a lot of players that change schools in high school. They change towns because they want a different situation. So I just think that there's no use getting upset about it. Just go on, do the best you can. Don't lose sleep over it. Go find you somebody better.
Yeah.
And he hadn't done anything. I mean, he was poor as a right tackle the year before. Played just 4 games this year. So I don't know what you lost. You may have lost his best years because he hadn't played anything. He hasn't played any good years yet.
Yeah. Football Friday brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custards. You love something sweet, even in the cool winter time. Andy's has something for you. 2 locations in Conway, 1 in North Little Rock, also 1 on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Get by this weekend for the Pick 6, where you can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors for the perfect game time treat. Swing by Andy's Frozen Custards, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, 2 locations in Conway and JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. Andy's Frozen Custard. Walk up or drive through, they're ready to serve you.
Chad and Texarkana texting in saying if they want to have it like the NFL, then make contracts like the NFL. Clay, I don't know if you saw the story earlier this week, but Andrew Luck is returning to Stanford to be the program's general manager. Yep. So I want to redirect it and come back here to Fayetteville. Is that something that the University of Arkansas needs? And one of the people I saw suggested by Steve Sullivan is Kevin Scanlon, who I know you have a relationship with. Like, is there any? I mean, works with Steven. Is that beneath it? Is that beneath him?
As good as that job may be, Kevin Scanlon's got a really good job now.
I don't know, but that's what I'm at. That's why you guys handle more money than I do and are business owners and savants. I'm asking you guys, who would
Kevin's a good friend of mine. He's handled my money. He handled my dad's money. They can't afford Kevin Scanlon.
Okay.
Kevin Scanlon can't afford to take.
Well, is there any? Okay. All right. Let's throw Kevin out the window because it's beneath him. Go ahead.
And if you want to pay him, $2 or $3 million, maybe you can afford it. But that's not what Kevin Scanlon is going to do. I mean, he's going to stay in Little Rock. That's where his family is. The general manager job, I don't really know exactly, who, that opposite number of what they've got at Arkansas and what they need. What they really need is for someone to give them $2 or $3 million. They don't need somebody to take that salary. To me, that's pie in the sky. But it's I I guess everybody's going to have a general manager. So, name somebody a general manager. But I don't know that there's an Andrew Luck out there that wants to go to Arkansas like Andrew Luck wanted to go. First of all, I don't think Andrew Luck needs another penny. I think he if he needed more money, he would have played another year or two in the NFL. He got tired of it because of injuries, but he was making what, $20 million a year? I mean, I don't know exactly, but he did. So he's got it piled up. So he can go back to his alma mater and give them a couple of years of his time. And I don't know where we're headed. I think that we're in a period of constant flux, just like we were with the 2 years that we fought through COVID. It changed every 2 years. I mean, every 2 weeks. And so if you want to talk about what we need, the texter that said we need contracts, we need a salary cap. That's what we need first. And that's what the NFL has that makes it doable. Because if they didn't have a salary cap, then it would be whoever had the most money had the best team.
Yeah. Well, you okay over there?
That text was funny. Sorry.
B in Clarksville has said we should get Jerry Jones as the GM.
If only there was a guy that had experience running a team that has done it for years, that was a guy that went to school here, loves the uniform. If only we were that lucky.
Yeah. But, the difference, though, is the general manager in professional sports usually has a hand in hiring the coach, right? The coach is going to be the one to hire the GM in this instance.
Yeah. I don't think
and essentially you're the director of ops.
You want to take a crack at it?
No.
It probably pays more than radio.
Maybe. I don't know.
Still got visibility. Still get people hating on you like radio.
I'm good. I'm good.
Get free food from sponsors.
I'm good.
The first thing Tommy would have to do is give up his membership to Hardscrabble because he would never be out there.
He'd get one of the Blessings or Pinnacle or something.
No, but he would never be out there.
Wouldn't get to use it.
Oh yeah, you'd work too much. You work a lot now. You still find time.
Yeah.
But
I'm good.
if people see you on the golf course and the team's not winning games, they're gonna hit golf balls into you or something like that. Clay, you're probably right. I mean, you kind of sit at the front of that. It's like you'd probably be better off spending $2 or $3 million. And you know what's funny is, remember how there was a push to renovate Bud Walton Arena, and Cal gets hired, and it's like, no, just throw the money towards NIL. That's what happened. And so it sounded like that.
You want to win or you want new urinals? Which is it?
I'll
can't have both.
Win.
Yeah, we put buckets out there for the league.
Yeah. That makes sense on that.
That's
so
what he said. Yeah, we'll put buckets out there. It's just like the old days.
Where I wonder, and I don't know how it works in Stanford's in Palo Alto, right? I think so. So whether it's there with Luck or anywhere else that has a GM, I'm going to assume, I don't know this, Clay, you probably have a better idea of this, but I'm going to assume when a kid on this campus has a money problem, they go to Sam Pittman, which is just something else on his plate. My thought was, well, if you have a guy that's directly in charge of money or whatever, then they would go to him. But
does he have to go to the coach?
They're not anybody with money problems anymore. What do you mean? I mean, I think that all of them got a little bit of something.
Oh, I think they're knocking on Coach's door and, hey, Coach, I need a new car. I need 1,000 more a week. I made that interception last week. I need a raise. I think he's still having to deal with some of that nonsense.
Yeah, you have to do that. Doesn't Clay do that with you from time to time?
Clay just wants another fly rod.
After a good segment.
Hey, I had a really good show the other day. Can I get another Sage rod? Can you get me a new fly rod?
I mean, we have the same deal we started with. It's the same deal that I had with boats. I mean, and that's what I told you. Just give me the same deal, same money. It's all been.
He just didn't know he's going to have to work with you when he signed up, and that's been the.
It's been a benefit.
The deal I've had to overcome.
It's been a pro. Clay's more.
Hey, just think, Tommy, you've had me work with Derek Ruskin, John Neighbors, and now Ty Richardson.
Yeah.
Is that list going? Is that list going?
Your skills.
Is that list going up or down? I'm just in your mind, Clay. As I'm trying to paint the picture. Is that list going up or down, or is it just neutral?
All of you are top shelf. That's
Thank
all
you.
I'll say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know there's some. Is there sarcasm behind that, or is that truthful?
Everybody can take it how they want it. the listeners. Yeah.
877-377-6963. Clay, have you gotten your Spotify Wrap back yet?
I don't know what that is.
I think so. You don't have Spotify. You have Amazon, don't you?
I have Apple Music. Is
Okay.
that what you're asking?
You have Clay has Apple.
I've got Amazon, and now I have YouTube as well.
Okay.
YouTube Music.
Did they do any like
I
rap?
just have Apple Music.
Year in 2024. Tommy Kraft, this is what you listen to.
Are you going to play something?
I wasn't planning on. If you want me to, I
thought
can.
you
Where are
said
we going
this
with
is what
this?
you listen to. I didn't know what. Yeah.
Oh,
When
I was just asking
drive
a
down
question.
the road. I just press a button and say play George Strait, and it plays George Strait. I say play Brooks and Dunn. It play Joe Nick, and it just plays it. So I don't have to worry about. That's my music.
You
know,
say,
it's like,
hey-
and I know how to do that. So
You say, "Hey Siri, play a number one hit by George
don't
Strait,"
even
and she
say
comes back
that.
and says, "Which one?"
yeah,
There's
don't
60.
even. I just say play George Strait, and it'll be a number one hit.
Was it Lou Holtz? Clay, I think you've told this story. Lou Holtz was the one that got introduced to George Strait and was like, "Well, do you have any music I know or something?" Wasn't that him?
Didn't
or,
even know who he was.
Or am I misremembering
yeah,
that?
It was with Peyton Manning, and Peyton said, "This is the king." And he said, "Well, what are you in?" He says, "I'm in entertainment." How's that entertainment gig going? That's how the conversation went. And then when they finished their warm up on the range and they went to the tee, they weren't playing together. And he said, "Hey, good luck with that entertainment gig." That's what Lou told him. And I mean, and they were loving it so much nobody bothered to tell Lou that the reason why he's the king is that he's the king of country music. He called him Mr. King. He said, "This is the king." See you, Mr. King. So I see you, Mr. Crab.
I only know one other person that could be that oblivious.
Who would it be? Mr. Richardson?
That's just mean. I mean, it's Christmas
Well,
time.
Clay, I don't know if you were listening yesterday, but he had no clue who Roy D. Mercer was. Until we educated him on that.
Yeah, well, and y'all did, right?
Yeah, well, we about opened up a can. So
Yeah.
55-gallon drum right down here. So.
Roy D. Mercer.
You guys are looking at this as a
Shirley
bad thing.
Kulicker.
When I don't know something or don't know something, it's an opportunity as a middle-aged man and as an old codgers you identified yourself as. That's not a shot. You've identified yourself as that. To educate a young man on the various aspects of life.
Hey, we pick our spots. We pick our spots.
They seem to be pretty frequent around here from time to time.
Frequently needed. Hey, if you haven't downloaded the Oakland Sports app, this is the weekend. You got the college football playoffs going to be set this weekend. It's championship weekend. The NFL playoffs are going to be heating up soon as we're getting down to the end of the regular season. Download the Oakland Sports app in the Apple Store or Google Play Store. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets. It's real simple. Once you open your account and make your first deposit, you'll receive a second chance on your first bet each of the first 10 days up to $100, giving you $1,000 in second chance bonus bets. Debit and credit cards, PayPal, Apple Pay, Venmo, ACH. It's easier than ever to deposit and withdraw funds with the Oakland Sports app. So bet with the brand you trust, bet with the brand you know. Anywhere in Arkansas, bet with Oakland Sports.
Clay, how about Jake Bates last night?
Ball game. And what a game.
Lions win 34-31. Jake hits another game winner this season. Dan Campbell really excited after.
I'm so freaking proud of you, man. That's a way to show up. You talk about pressure, we live in pressure. That's where we freaking thrive. You did it again, right? It doesn't matter who's playing for us, no matter what's going on. You always find a way to win.
Clay, I know you got plenty of Chiefs in your neck of the woods. We might be headed for a Chiefs-Lions Super Bowl the way the Detroit's been playing this season.
Bates he owns Detroit now. He can do anything he wants. He doesn't have to pay for any drinks. And that came out of nowhere, didn't it, guys?
Yeah.
He never kicked a field goal at Arkansas, and now him and Cam are both doing it the next level. He's been awesome. Tommy recounted that.
So who would you take now if you could start over and say who would? Everybody said they would have won 2 more games if they had Cam back. Well, just what if they had Jake?
We'd take him either.
Take either one, yeah. But I was remember, and you may have a better working memory of when Dan Bailey was here. What was it? Maybe a couple weeks in training camp, then left and went to Oklahoma State and he ended up kicking for the Cowboys, but Tejada had edged him out, as best I remember, back towards the tail end of Houston Nuts days. Another guy that didn't get on the field that ends up with a pro career.
Didn't hang around long. I mean, it was, I'm not sure they ever put a hog on his helmet. When you first practiced, the helmets back in those days, they didn't have hogs on them because they didn't want them to get chipped and ruined. So Tim Chaney would put them on, like game week. He never had a hog on his helmet. Didn't he also kick for the Raiders? I don't think the Raiders have him anymore. But he got more than a cup of coffee in the NFL, but he had a good career at Oklahoma State. I think that's one of those deals that, kickers in August, you don't know. The only time you really know about a kicker is when you get in a game, and then you find out they got it or they don't. And never got that far at Arkansas with Bailey.
Jackie's saying Chiefs won't make the Super Bowl. Chiefs have only lost one game. That was in Buffalo. That's probably I don't see another team in the AFC that would beat them. Do you?
Well, they're going to have to beat them in Kansas City.
Yeah. I don't know if the Chiefs will. If they end up getting to the end of the regular season and they have 2 losses or 3 losses and they're tied, then Buffalo gets the advantage with the head-to-head. But like you said, Clay, if they only have 1 loss heading into the playoffs, then
the Chiefs are getting some guys back now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting healthy, and they've won without a lot of their stars. And there's some of their young receivers are starting to figure it out. I think Worthy's has turned out to be really good for them.
He's outstanding.
Pacheco's back. And man, as long as they got 15, I'm not betting against them.
I wouldn't either.
You may say, well, they're just barely winning, but barely winning's better than barely losing. I promise you.
I would.
What did Nolan say?
A raggedy ride's better than a smooth walk.
That's exactly right. And right now they're still riding.
Yeah. Detroit's the one that needs to get healthy. They got a lot of guys out on like defense.
Everybody does, I think. Yeah. I mean, and it changes this time of year. It's who's got their offensive line healthy in the playoffs, who's got their pass rusher healthy in the playoffs. Those are the critical aspects of the NFL.
All right, let me tell you about Modular Orange before we hit the break here. Your website, you struggling with it? Is it something that's just a hassle for you to update? Has the person that designed your website left town and you don't know what to do next? Call Modular Orange, 479-755-3043 for $95 a month. They'll help you write, design, create, host, take care of your website for $95 a month with no upfront cost and no additional fees. You can focus on running your business and let Modular Orange focus on building and maintaining your website. Their sites ensure customers can reach you no matter what device they're using, mobile, tablet, laptop, computers. Their websites work on phones, computers, and notebooks as well. Go to modularorange.com. It's only $95 a month, or call 479-755-3043 for Modular Orange.
SEC update coming up. SEC championship features the Georgia Bulldogs and the Texas Longhorns in Atlanta. We'll talk about that at some basketball games this weekend next.
I wish I could do something for you, but there's not a lot I can do.
Well, then you just in for an ass whooping then. How big a boy are you?
This is The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Hey, this is former Razorback Jalen Williams, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
I doubt you thought paint was anything like football, right? So you've got a favorite football team. Your painting team at the paint store in Van Buren gets you a solid primer, the perfect color, and a durable defense. That is what you want, right? Our team of Richards Paint and expertise always win for you. Whether contractor or do-it-yourself, we have the best team. The paint store in Van Buren. Go Hogs!
Catch your wife kissing Santa Claus, whose real name is Bobby from down the street? Want to know your rights in a divorce, custody, child support case? I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Call me today to discuss your options. Start the new year off with a new lease on life for you, and let Santa have her. Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505. Real advice, reasonable price.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at GoForsgren.com. That's GoForsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, this is Tyson Van. Dad, tell everyone about your job at Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash.
Power washing, son. I've been working in the business for over 15 years, all over the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas, residential or commercial. At Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, our cleaning services include exterior home, fence, driveways, walkways, gutters, full deck cleansing, and more.
Call my dad at 479-763-5561.
Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything, service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means
I know one thing, the SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
Guys, any surprise that Texas is a favorite in tomorrow's SEC championship game, 3 o'clock on ABC against the quote-unquote home team, Georgia Bulldogs? Clay, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think Georgia will win, but I can understand. I think the Texas defense has been a little better, and I think Georgia's been inconsistent on offense, too many turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
So, what the big money wants to do in that game, there's a lot of money that falls on Texas in every game. From what listening to the gurus, and you guys have. And I'm going blank on the name that y'all have on from Saracen. It explains, and Chuck.
Oh, Neil
Bo,
Atkinson?
Yeah, and they have, and then they, Bo and Chuck have a guy on from Oakland, and they talk about the big money that comes in on these type of games and how much money follows Texas, what the betting public of Texas is. So all of that factors in on lines. Where is the money? And these guys have got to make a living. I'm talking about the casinos, the books.
I think they get. I don't think there's any shortage of that when it comes to various casinos across our country, or those two individually. I don't.
Sports wagering is not one of the more profitable areas of a casino. I mean,
no.
I mean, it makes money. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like the slot machines. That's where
the slots. Yeah, but it is a way to draw people in, and then they play the slots.
Right.
That's a good point. Yeah. So that's tomorrow. Other conference championship games that we have this weekend include Iowa State and Arizona State in the Big 12 championship. Tonight, Clay, Boise State takes on Barry Odom and UNLV. You've got
some former Razorbacks in that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was it? Jalen Catalon, Jackson Woodard. Who else is on that UNLV squad?
There's another linebacker.
Malik Chavis.
Malik Chavis.
Yeah, and I think there's another linebacker too that played at Fayetteville.
Yeah. Is it Manny Powell?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not sure he's healthy right now. I haven't watched UNLV of late. I watched them some early on some of those Friday night games.
Mm-hmm.
I think I watched all of the Syracuse game. That was one that was interesting to me. I mean, and Boise beat them earlier, right? I want to watch some of that. And because I'm trying to figure out my Heisman vote, and I want to see one more chance. The Boise running back, Genty, is that how you say it?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's like
he's good, but he's if I go back and think about the guys the running backs that have won the Heisman,
Ingram, Bush,
Barry Sanders, the guys that I've seen, is he a Darren McFadden? No. Is he a Barry Sanders? No. Is he's more like a Ricky Williams to me?
Yeah. Let me.
But I don't. Travis Hunter to me is the guy that is just a click or tick ahead of him. But I want to see him another time.
Is he the first two-way player? And Woodson didn't play a lot of offense, if at all, at Michigan, but he played special teams.
Well, I don't remember somebody playing like this much.
Yeah, it's just non-existent. Now I will say I want to give Ashton Genty credit real quick, and then we'll get into some basketball this weekend. Think about how many guys probably try to poach him. If I had to guess, right? We talk about today's age in college football, and he decided to stay at Boise State, and now he's getting not ridiculed, but he's getting docked, basically, for playing lesser competition, even though he stayed at a school that's been loyal to him.
I can't help that. I have to judge him on what I see. I can't help. This isn't an award for loyalty or courage, or it's not an award for for somebody that was a walk-on and they've got that award. This is about, are you the best player in America? I don't really care who he plays for, what school. I don't give any brownie points that he stayed at Boise. Is he the best player in the country? And that's all I can do.
UTSA takes on Arkansas tomorrow, 1 o'clock, right here in Bud Walton Arena. Big game of the weekend, though, in the Southeastern Conference, guys. Kentucky at Gonzaga. Game's in Seattle. Should be a fun non-conference basketball matchup tomorrow on ESPN2. I think it's at 9 o'clock tomorrow night. So that's the it's either 8 or 9, I forget which one, but that's the big college basketball SEC game of the weekend. Clay, 14-2 is what the SEC went against the ACC this week. Sheer domination on Tuesday and Wednesday night.
I watched a lot of basketball over the course. I was flipping around because there was a lot of compelling games, and followed those scores. And I have to admit that I was just a little bit surprised, but I think that what's happened with NIL and the money that's in the SEC right now, it blows away everybody else. I think that and we could kind of see this coming about 3 or 4 years ago with the coaches that were lined up in this league. And I like them all. I mean, I like the Mississippi State coach. I think that everybody has done a nice job of upgrading basketball and gotten big time coaches. And I mean, it's not, there's a lot of talented coaches in this league. And I look at the ACC and they haven't kept up. And, you can say, well, they lost Krzyzewski. They lost Roy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
They lost Tony Bennett. I mean, it's not the same ACC.
And how much did NIL? How much did NIL have to do with those departures?
Well,
like everything.
Yeah, I think it's part of it. But it's like, some coaches have embraced it. Bruce Pearl obviously has embraced it. It's like, man, give me the money. I know what to do with it. John Calipari knows what to do with it. So, and it changed the way Duke operates. Now, Duke's still good, but I don't. They're number 9. When have you said is a good Duke team and they're number 9? I don't remember that. I mean, that's way down the list. And they didn't exactly just roll over Auburn. Auburn was there to the end.
It was a really good game.
Yeah, it was a fun game. But so was Texas and North Carolina State. I thought that was a terrific game. And you saw how talented Texas is. Their freshman is just, I think he scored 18.
Yeah.
He's terrific. And I mean, that's going to be – Arkansas is going to have their hands full with Texas. They play them twice, right?
Yep, once in Austin and once at Bud Walton Arena. That is your SEC update brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas.
If you're feeling stressed out here at the holidays and you're ready for a break, unwind with the De-Stress for Less hot tub sale. It's at Burton Pools and Spas. Melt away your stress in the world's best-selling hot tubs designed to rejuvenate your body and your mind with up to $7,000 in savings right now. Plus, enjoy free local delivery, installation, and water testing as well. It's all at Burton Pools and Spas. They're in Fort Smith, Greenland, and in Springdale, and online at burtonpools.com.
So one of the other teams that played this week was North Carolina. Guys, I don't know if you saw the report. This comes from On3, that North Carolina interviewed Bill Belichick for their vacant head coach position that Mac Brown had, but was let go. Any thoughts on Belichick coaching college football, Clay?
I would just feel sorry for those players.
Tommy, any thoughts?
I don't. He's not going to deal with this NIL world. It's not enough control for him. He's a control freak.
But
he liked the salary cap. He was really good at that.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
So North Carolina finds
players
them
have,
a GM.
Huh?
North Carolina finds them an Andrew Luck and a GM and lets them handle it, and Bill Belichick coaches.
Does Tom Brady have any more eligibility
to play? I think he exhausted it at Michigan. Hopefully, I really don't have to deal with Tom Brady in college football, but fair question.
Well, my point is that was Belichick's ace. I mean, that's if he finds another ace, he might do well in college. But that's he's a terrific coach. But number one, I wouldn't want to be a player playing for him in college because I think he's a hard ass, and I wouldn't want to cover the team either. So I mean, North Carolina, that does not seem like the right fit. Maybe it is. We'll see.
Wouldn't you be trading one older guy for another older guy? That doesn't seem to make sense either.
Both in the 70s.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
He has to wear the Air Jordan logo too. That's just weird. That's just weird.
Yeah. All right, Clay's with us on Mondays and Fridays. It's brought to you by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Be sure and get your license at huntnatural.com. We'll have another holiday hunt coming up, and you always need your fishing license. So you can get that there before you go to Gaston's White River Resort. At Gaston's, they can help you with your license right there on the spot, and then put you in the boat with one of their great guides that knows exactly where to go and what's been working those last few days and what's likely to lead you to a day of success on the White River that right now is fishing really good. And it won't be very long, and they'll open back up the area by the state park, and those big trophy browns and rainbows will be coming off the spawn, and it's some of the best fishing in North America during those 6 or 8 weeks. Really, the White River is always some of the best fishing in North America all the time, and that's the great thing about the White River. The water doesn't change a lot, even though the temperature kind of above the waterline is constantly going from one extreme to the other here in Arkansas. Those fish still love that habitat right there outside the back door of Gaston's White River Resort. Cabins and lodges on site, all private. So 80 private cabins and lodges that you and your family can stay in, or you and your friends can go, and it's a great time of the year to get away for a little holiday break. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Found out yesterday, by the way, your spine compresses. The older you get, and you shrink with age.
Just found this out.
This is the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
He struck him out swinging. This is historic. You've never seen anything like this before.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're needing a used car, we've got them. Everything from the most affordable cash cars to road-ready certified with warranty. The best used cars your money can buy. And we've got a finance option for everyone, whether you have great credit and you're looking for the best rate, or you're needing to build your credit with a reputable lender. We've got you. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Gelco Outdoors and Sig Arms are teaming together this Saturday only to make your Christmas very merry. Gelco will be paying the sales tax on all Sig firearms and optics. Free box of ammo with qualifying purchase of 200 or more on any Sig products. Register to win a Romeo 5 G2 Red Dot Scope, and there will be Sig swag giveaways with Sig purchases as long as it lasts. Sig Arms sales representatives will be in the store Saturday from 9 till 3. Merry Christmas from Sig Firearms and Gelco Outdoors in Fort Smith.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hurry up, dude. The game's about to start.
Nothing beats spending the day watching the game with your buddies.
Dude, I'm literally right here. Let's do this.
Which is why a shelter insurance renter's policy is key to your winning game plan. It protects things your landlord's policy doesn't.
Dude, where's your TV? What? No way, dude.
Like that flat screen TV that just got stolen.
Call Jason Hill in Greenwood or Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Waldron Wave Rural Connect. Internet is now available in your area. Fast fiber internet and full-featured home phone are ready for you. This covers areas around Waldron, Bates, Winfield, Y-City, and more. Check out your address online today. The best whole home solution of internet and phone, all from a local provider you can trust. Order online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey & Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey & Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey & Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675 or online at rivercitycoatings.com.
Unto us a child is given, and his name shall be Wonderful, Counselor, Emmanuel, God with us. Mike Blaylock with Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning and Plumbing Services. From all of our families here at Blaylock, we would like to wish you and your family a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Clay Henry on the Morning Rush is brought to you by the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
Thank you very much.
It doesn't get better than hunting in Arkansas.
There's never been anything like this.
Before you take aim, be sure to buy your Arkansas hunting license at huntnatural.com.
I'm going to be that way until I die.
We did have National Signing Day earlier this week. Clay, have you practiced Iamaleva? Have you practiced saying it yet with Madden?
I did. I was glad that Kyle Parkinson put the pronunciation guide in there with it. But he's that's an interesting get. And, you know, you've got your quarterback room that's pretty good. And I really like KJ Jackson. I think that's a guy that fits what Bobby likes to do, and he's a left-hander.
Yeah,
you know that's interesting. I still went through there and counted offensive linemen and defensive linemen, and you know what do we got there? Do we have any potential guys for to play tackle? And that's what has to happen for this team to get to the next level. Is to get those tackles shored up, and I think Carmona will do well with another year. I think that we're also I'd planned to write something this week, like of the future of football, and then ended up changing in the middle of the week, with the passing of Bob Holt, and wrote about Bob. So I guess I'll do that next week. But it's about the trenches. It's about the offensive and defensive line. I think Arkansas made improvement in both areas. That's the next step. Just make sure you have great tackles.
Brought to you this morning by River City Coatings. They have over 25 years of experience in powder coating and offer a variety of colors in powder coating, so it can match whatever farm implement, farm equipment, ATV, brake calipers that you want to have maybe a contrasting look on wheels. They can do that for you as well. And not only is powder coating stronger than paint, it's better for the environment. No drips or overspray. Over time, the process can save you lots of money because you never have to go back and repaint difficult projects. And now, in addition to powder coating, River City Coatings is offering laser cutting, press brake forming, and welding. So they're your one-stop shop for all your fabricating, forming, and welding needs, in addition to powder coating as well. Call 471-7675, 471-7675 for River City Coatings in Van Buren.
So Arkansas basketball tomorrow. A little note if you're going to the game in Bud Walton Arena. First 3,000 fans are going to get number 10 posters, which feature Jalen Williams, Ronnie Brewer Jr., Ronnie Brewer Sr., Todd Day, Bobby Portis, and Daniel Gafford. I just looked because I didn't remember. No number 10 on the roster this year, but guys, a lot of great number 10s that have come through this university on the basketball side of things.
That is a great number to be a Razorback.
A lot of tough guys on that.
Football, too. Yeah. Just love number 10.
1 o'clock tomorrow against UTSA. The Roadrunners coming in here, tried to steal their 19-point underdogs, if I remember that right, on the Bet Saracen app. So a tough uphill battle before Arkansas heads to New York. And what's your flight out? When are you leaving? Are you going to
Sunday morning?
Sunday morning. Bright and early or just mid-morning?
Bright and early.
Okay. Giddy up. LaGuardia or JFK?
LaGuardia.
LaGuardia? That's how you say it. LaGuardia? Okay.
LGA. Being there before lunchtime. So.
Okay. Well, Have fun this weekend, man.
Enjoy that.
Take some pictures. Take a selfie in front of the Rockefeller tree.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Experience the Mecca that is Madison Square Garden.
Trying to get
Garden. The
The
Garden.
Garden. Yeah, you might got to make sure to say it right. Appreciate everyone joining.
Don't get mugged.
Yeah.
Above all else, don't get mugged.
May come back with your
I'm
wallet
taking my wife to protect
Walk
me.
fast.
to protect you. Halftime, Bill Elson, Matt Jones coming your way next.
When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence